Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Zero Smitty from the Vapor Bomb University at www.vaporbomblog.com/forum, and today I'm down here in Zero Smitty's workshop. That's right. Yeah, I know, right? Anyway, I'm down here working on my nifty new creation, DawgBowl. For those of y'all that have been following, this is something that's been a work in progress for a little bit. I'm just about done, and gratefully so. This thing is, it's been fun trying to get it all together. Anyway, I'm down here soldering the connections onto the power connectors, and I figure this would be a good point in time to show everybody how to solder. So, it's a really simple process. Here's what you need. Number one, soldering iron. You can pick up a soldering iron at Radio Shack. I recommend everybody spend the money, get the 40-watt unit. It's only going to cost you $15, and it's worth every penny. You'll need it later on in the future. So you have your soldering iron, and then you have your solder. Solder comes on little rolls like this. The solder that I use is really thin solder. It's 0.032 inch diameter. It's very, very skinny stuff. They make it in thicker diameter, but you really don't want to use that for the kind of applications that we have here in the e-cig community, because what happens is it tends to ball up really quick into big fat knots, and this is just more precise. Gives you more control, and it's going to be better for the beginning modder, I should say. And finally, you're going to want a way to hold your soldering iron so you don't burn yourself. And that's where this little jobby comes in. This thingy-mabob here is called a helping hand soldering tool, whatever you want to call it. It's got a magnifying glass on it. It's got little clips to hold your parts in place, and a little thingamabob to hold your soldering iron when you're not using it. So go ahead and get this bad boy back into focus. Alright, beautiful. Okay, one of the first things you want to do is tin your tip. Now, my tip's already tinned, but I'm just going to go ahead and do this again for the sure shit of showing everybody. Alright, let me crank this up a notch. Beautiful. Okay, so, soldering iron, soldered. I'd say use about 3 to 4 inches here. Have that out. And then all you do is simply put solder on the tip. You just make sure that it's nice and chrome looking. You want to cover that tip good and proper. Make it really shiny, okay? Now, you're going to have a bead on there a little bit, but don't worry about that. That'll either run down the end, or you can wipe it off here on a little sponge thing that comes on your helping hand. So, you're good to go once you got this thing tinned. Next step, you want to go ahead and make sure that you've got the wire that needs to be soldered placed into the connectors already. If you take a look, I've already got the wires in the connectors, I just don't have them soldered yet. Well, going this way anyways. There's one soldered that I tried doing with my first video that didn't work out right. So I've got another 3 that already have the wires into the connectors and ready to be soldered. Okay, now let's get down to business. What you want to do is take your soldering iron and touch it to the contact, not the wire so much, but the contact that's going to have the solder on it. So we touch this to the contact point, and then drop the bead. Let go. Give it a second, and it'll be all soldered together. It'll be held. Usually takes about 5 to 10 seconds for the solder to completely and totally, I should say, stick to the point where you can move the wire without jerking the wire out of the solder point. Alrighty, in slower motion, we touch the connector, and you want to have this touch to the connector for a couple seconds. Let the connector get hot, and then apply solder. Let the solder just flow onto the connector. Beautiful. Okay, now I have one more connection here. Obviously I have some wires in the way. Now you want to try and move your wires as much out of the way as possible so that you don't end up scorching something by accident. because, well, that's a really easy mistake to make here when you're soldering stuff. Touch my soldering iron to the connector and add solder. Drop my bead. It doesn't look like enough solder, so I'm going to add some more. Did I get it? This is a tricky part, is trying to judge just how much solder to use. Generally I do it till it's nice and shiny and I think it's covered. So, oh yeah, that's enough. That's plenty. That thing ain't never coming apart. So, that, ladies and gentlemen, is the Zero Smitty quick and dirty how-to solder video. If you have any questions or comments, by all means leave me something there at the forums on Vapor Bomb University, www.vaporbomb.com or vaporbomblog.com/forum. Sorry, vaporbomb.com is the place to go for the best juice on planet Earth. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is Zero Smitty from Vapor Bomb University, and I'll say peace. Now, looks like I didn't hit the button. Alright, peace. I can read your mind.